Conversations with Nicole. Let's talk about it. Tell me all about it. I'm here. I wanna know what's on your mind. Ooh, the world needs to hear from you, and I'm so glad to have a conversation to reach the nation. And it's all about you. We'll help each other to discover innovative ways to positively change the world. Let's talk about, let's talk about, yeah. Let's talk about conversations with Nicole.
Greetings. Welcome to Conversations with Nicole. I am Nicole Everett, your host, and Conversations with Nicole is a talk show based in Tallahassee, Florida, focused on connecting the community through conversations. And today is what I call Mindset Monday, which is an opportunity for you, me, and my guests to chat about an interesting and intriguing topic. And tonight, we got part 2 of Gullah Geechee culture with my friend and brother, Weser Khufu. And so we actually had the beginnings of this conversations in July of this year, but had some technical issues. And so we want to come back and continue that discussion. But before I bring Brother Khufu on, I need to hear from you. Where are you tuning in from? We are live on Facebook, YouTube, and on LinkedIn, and your comments and questions are very much so welcome. So this is actually going to be our last show for 2025, at least the live shows, unless I do a surprise live. I will be doing some traveling and just taking a little break. So I will encourage you all to watch the replays, check out replay some of your favorite episodes or shows, or maybe the shows that you missed, because we got plenty of them out there for you to tune in to. So please tag a friend and let them know they need to be on here for this interesting discussion that we're going to have. So I'm going to go ahead and share Brother Khufu, some of his bio. Brother Khufu is a Tallahassee native. He comes from a family of 9 children, 6 boys and 3 girls. He was born at FAMU Hospital. He is a skilled, what do I want to say? Construction, a contractor. He has visited ancient Egypt and, ancient Egypt civilization. He also is a master builder, having built many structures here in Tallahassee. Pyramid Construction is the name of his construction company, and in 2017 he won a Kona Award, which is a Council on Neighborhood Associations, for his support in the community. He has run for Leon County Commission District 1, and he is the owner of The Hole, which is a beautiful piece of property right over here on the south side of Tallahassee, where there are events that go on, and he's got some great plans for the soul, for not for the soul, for the whole rather. I'm thinking about Black Soul, the Black Soul book that he wrote. At any rate, he has a heart for the people, and he definitely has some great things on the horizon for 2026. So you definitely want to stand by and participate in those things. So y'all help me welcome Brother Weser Khufu.
Good afternoon. Thank you for the beautiful introduction.
What's going on, Brother Khufu? How you doing?
Well, I'm doing fine.
Good. So tell the people, who is Weser Khufu? In your own words, not what you do, but who are you?
I'm a Black man trying to find his true identity, trying to reconnect with his ancestralship, trying to reconnect with the universe and find out who I really am, and be prepared for that next journey. So You know, I worked here all my life. I'm a hardworking black man. I'm black all the way through. It's nothing about me that uh, that's not black. I'm just a black man. I'm proud of being black, and it's just I want to see my people return to their true self, start
Okay.
really learning who they are, and then our community express that, but bring back some of the natural ways that black people lived and how they really the culture of black people and all. So that's pretty well who I am.
Okay, very good. All right. And so you and I have talked, and I know you have expressed interest in having the whole being included in what we call the Gullah Geechee corridor, which expands from the Carolinas all the way down to Florida. And so talk a little bit about kind of your interest in that and why you believe that's important.
Once I went to Africa, I went to southern Sudan, I went to Ethiopia, and I went to Egypt. And in that journey, I was reconnecting with my past. And
Mm,
Gullah Geechee is that's where my family come from. My granddaddy, my great granddaddy, came from Sierra Leone. He went
mm,
from Sierra Leone, then he went to the Bahamas. And from the Bahamas, he went to South Carolina, Charleston.
okay.
And my grandfather was born in Moncks Corner. He moved from Moncks Corner down to Wakulla County. And that's where my father and all of them were born there. So, you know, when I look at Gullah Geechee is the oldest African culture in America.
Mhm.
But I don't look at it just for the slave culture, how they lived and on the islands. Most of them on the islands. So they brought us over here to raise rice. Also, most Gullah Geechee came from West Africa, Sierra Leone, Angola, uh, Gambia. Uh,
Mhm.
and most of that's why they brought us here, because we were master rice builders.
Mhm.
And we could tolerate
Malaria.
malaria.
Yes.
And that's a Geechee in me. Uh, we split a lot of American words. We kind of mix them in with the African dialect and all.
Mhm. Mhm.
But to me, it's not necessarily the whole Gullah Geechee way of life. Is going back to Africa and learning a lot about African culture.
Mhm.
And some of the early, I studied in Egyptology. I
Mhm.
changed my name. Khufu is Khufu was the builder of the Great Pyramid,
Mm.
and the they studied a lot about the universe. They studied a lot of the math and science of the universe,
Mhm.
and that's getting into a whole different way of thinking from the way we were raised to think through the European culture, through the European religion.
Mhm.
And it was easy for me to gravitate to African culture, African spirituality, uh, and all of the African cultures and African religious cultures. It's easy for me to see why
Okay.
they believe this, how this works. So if we could get our people thinking on a different track than what we've been taught to believe or we've been raised to believe, I
Mhm.
think we'll do better off in life and we'll be a much stronger people.
Okay. So we got a few comments. Let me pause and see. We have Tracy Gole who's joined us. Thank you for being here, Tracy. My mom down in Miami. Thank you for being here, Ma. And I think this is Sister Ebonice here. She said, "Greetings, peace, and blessings to you, Brother Kufu from the Igala Kingdom." Yes, that has got to be Sister Ebonice. So thank you for being here. She said, "Thank you for providing a platform, Nicole, for us to reconnect to our roots." Ashe, and that is Brother Kufu. Listen, he said he wanted to come back and talk about this. And he said, yes, it's a language of its own and it's the only language that could be understood by those in the islands and even to the motherland. Hmm. I saw something not long ago. It was a woman who was singing a song that she did not understand the language, but it was taught to her by her mother. And I think she lived, in the corridor. But she sang it like it was something that she had learned. And uh I think she got with a linguist, or somehow another linguist got a hold of it and traced it back to Africa, to a particular tribe. They knew this song that this woman was singing. She was American. She did not know the words to this song, but they knew this song in Africa that had been passed down from generation to generation. I thought that was so fascinating.
I seen that documentary, and
Oh,
she ended up going back. I don't know where it was, Gambia, or it was somewhere in West Africa.
mm-hmm.
It was a black lady and a European that they were in the Carolinas, and they heard the song, and they connected it back to, I can't think of what country it was, but it
Right.
was in West Africa. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was amazing.
it was.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah.
It was. So, I feel like that is, kind of one of the things that you're talking about, because really that's our oral tradition, right?
Right.
Down of songs and stories and things of that nature, and for that continuity to still remain, in modern times, that she, knew this song, and someone in Africa knew what the song was, and could tell them what it meant. They could translate it for her, so she knew what she was singing all these years, right? I think that's amazing. So when we think about African, culture and history, and um, maybe some of the cultural continuity, things that we have been able to keep and maintain. Uh, Even though we have been away from the continent, whether that's the rhythm that we have, or our creativity, you know just how we do things. What are your thoughts around, some of the things that we have been able to maintain even though we've been separated from the motherland?
Well, you said the magic word, creativity, being
Mhm.
able to create. It's such a powerful attitude that we have no idea how powerful being a you can create something that the world has never seen before. And I think spirituality is one of the things that open that door. We really lost insight of spirituality, and it's a driving force in my life. It's
Mhm.
a driving force like to remove fear. We fear for our job, we fear for money, we fear for our life. Naturally, everybody want to live forever, but
Mhm.
the wisdom behind that, you aren't going to live forever. So be a part of the message, be a part of the force that's
Mhm.
wakening up now. We've been in slavery, and our way of thinking, a lot of stuff has just really been extracted from us. But it's coming back. It's really just getting in touch with nature. I
Mhm.
mean, and that's a natural order. That's one of the things that Gullah Geechee people believe in the earth, planting a garden,
Mhm.
fishing, uh, just farming. It's and spirituality. They believe in uh, the spiritual realm. So I think for being I noticed in my life since I've been on earth, I've grown more in the spiritual realm by reconnecting with my ancestors, reconnecting with my culture.
Mhm.
And I've grown. I don't give a damn. I mean, yeah, I ain't the one to deal with a lot of this foolishness that's going on. A lot of our leaders are selling us out.
Mhm.
They don't really care. It's all about themselves. And I don't want anything. And I can seriously say that. I eat what I want. I plant my own food. I go fish, catch what I want.
Mm,
Uh, I eat wild foods, like coon, raccoon, whether squirrel, rabbit. Uh, so I'm not. It's nothing in this world that I and in the world of the European world, I put it that way, the world we've been uh, beat into accepting.
mm-hmm.
Uh, it's not in me, and what I feel obligated to do is to show people that you can make it without bowing down to this culture. I tell people I eat something. I eat fish heads. I eat chicken feet. I eat
Mm-hmm.
raccoon, and I notice this with fish. Europeans, they like the flesh of food, of meat.
Mm-hmm.
We eat around the bones because we know the nutrients. There's a lot that we know that I don't know whether they know it, but they always want flesh or something. They eat a lot of flesh,
Gotcha.
steaks. They never eat around the bone. Anything with a bone there, they shy away from it. But
Okay.
in our culture, the king or the queen ate the head of a fish. They ate the substance part of meat. And it's just I'm just saying. Some people might think I'm crazy for eating that, even talk about it. But that's just who I am. That's the way I came up.
Okay, that's fine. No, no judgment here. So let's see. Brother Quasi has joined us out of Atlanta. Thank you for being here, Brother Quasi. Please, peace and blessings, family. And Sister Abenicia said, "This is why it's important to pass the culture down to our children and continue singing the songs and telling the patakis to help us stay centered, grounded, and grow in all aspects." Absolutely. So I want to go back a little bit. You mentioned nature, being in touch with nature. So you talked about planting, fishing. You and I talk from time to time, and that's some of the things that I uh like Sister Abenichi is saying, teaching the children. So encouraging us to teach the children not only these things that have to do with nature, which is not only includes farming or planting and fishing, but also, caring for animals, right? And taking care of them, whether we are, getting um, you know, different products from them. And I say products like, if you milk or what have you. I know some, for cows, they make cheese and all types of things, right? And so knowing how to do all of that. And, I feel like we are kind of losing some of these things, right? Because we aren't teaching this type of stuff, how to kind of live off the land. So that would also include like building a house, right? Knowing how to cut wood, chop wood, how to, you know, use a hammer, use, different tools to help build things, to create things, right? Because we were talking about creativity, right? And so
Mhm.
what are some of the other things that you would love to see us kind of get back to?
Well, number one, the first thing is holding on to the land. Because
Mm,
you can't do nothing without land. You can't build a house. You can't raise a garden. You can't raise animals. You have to have land
mm,
and land grounds you. We got electricity in us. We have to go back. We have to be grounded. We have to go like nobody walk barefooted now, but when we were coming up, we stayed grounded because we didn't have shoes. Well, we
mm.
had shoes, but
Yeah.
we walked barefooted a lot. So the
Okay.
land we had hogs. We had over 100. I remember one time our hogs got cholera, and
Mm.
we had to kill all of them. We
Oh
had killed
wow.
over 150 hogs
Mm,
and buried them.
mm,
Uh, during this time of the year, November, December, we would kill hogs then, and all the people, like my daddy brothers, would come up here to Tallahassee. We
mhm,
would kill like 8 or 9 hogs at one time, and as a kid, we had to participate in it. We learned how to actually where to shoot the hog at. These days, if you shoot a hog, everybody go crazy. Uh,
Have
kill,
gonna have Peter after you.
yeah, I kill goats, and when we kill a goat, we do it kosher style. You say a prayer over it, but
Mm,
then you kill it with your hand. You take a knife and you cut the throat,
mm,
let them bleed out. But all those things, just talk about them. They aggravate some people, but
mm.
they don't realize this is how they get their food.
Yes.
We raise our chickens. We had to wring the necks and stuff. The chicken you get now, they are white. They just show how grafted they are.
Mm,
Chickens back then they were yellow. When you kill them, they were yellow, and the
mm,
meat was a whole different texture.
mm,
It's just a lot of things that we raised ducks, and we didn't have the land to grow a garden. We would go on somebody else's property. They
mm,
would let us plant a garden, and we shared some of the vegetables that we raised.
mm.
This past summer,
Oh,
I planted over 3,000 plants.
mm,
And now, I planted by the lake bottom because of what the land down there is rich.
mm-hmm.
And I was hoping to get some kids to come and maintain, keep the garden weeded out. I left all this, some of it down there now, peppers, okra. Uh, I couldn't get nobody to come and help assist with the garden and all. So we're going backwards.
Well, we gonna try to change that, right? That's
Yeah.
why that's why you doing some of the things that you're doing down at the hole. I want to pause because I see some more folks have joined us. Miss Sonya B, thank you for being here. Her birthday is tomorrow. Happy early birthday. And Quasi just said that this is invaluable knowledge. Said walking barefoot grounds people with nature. People should try this lifestyle for a summer. Yes. All right. And then Sister Ebonici said this is why it's important, okay, to pass down the so she said that one earlier, but she said if we trace our roots, we find our unity and oneness and cancel out division. Trace our roots, we find our unity and oneness and cancel out division. Now you mentioned the ancestors quite often. Not only here, but in our conversations. So talk to me a little bit about what role like the ancestors play in what the things that you do and the lifestyle that you live.
Well, I've looked at some of the things my father did, and they call them roots now. Because they call them roots because roots they come from the earth. If they want to talk about the root man, Jesus was probably the biggest root man that was because he knew all the I call it magic or whatever. He knew a lot of the systems of nature that
Mm-hmm.
cause things to happen. And then you have astronomy and you have astrology.
Uh-huh.
Astronomy is the study of the alignments and movements of celestial bodies. Astrology is the study of the energy that they give off. And they play a major role in our life. Every 24 hours you have day and night. Every
Mm-hmm.
28 days you have a full moon, a new moon, beginning where you started.
Mm-hmm.
Every 365 days, you have the earth make its revolve around the sun. All these different movements, we have the winter, the summer, but we have lost track in the connection of those. And our ancestors, a lot of this knowledge they have, and our communication with them, it keep us grounded. Uh, it's a lot of things that I believe that has helped shape my life,
Mm-hmm.
and like just a rhythm. We lost beat with the rhythm of the universe. The universe is it's got a rhythm to it, and we lost that rhythm, that connection with the universe. Uh, everything in the universe is in us, and
Mm-hmm.
it's just I can't talk about it. You have to live it, and that connection with it. Uh, just like I believe, like I study Egyptology, and
Mm-hmm.
you have uh, deities that represent different things, and being able to reconnect. Like a deity might have an incense, might have a stone, and all that. But those are the mundane things that keep you connected
Mm-hmm.
with that. But once you live it habitually, you don't have to connect with physical things to make that connection with our ancestors. It's a deity called Anubis. He's the doorkeeper. So if you were going, say, if I had a problem in masonry, and my father liked mangoes or something, Anubis, uh, tobacco is his incense. So
Mm-hmm.
I would in offering, I make offering by smoking a cigar or something with tobacco in it to open the way, and I leave an offering with, say if my father liked mangoes, I leave an offering of mangoes for him to come out and share with me the knowledge that I was seeking. It's a level of but to me, it's helped me to be successful in life. It's helped me to win the battles that I fought. And I fought some battles, a lot of battles that you don't have to go out and beat your chest and say, "Oh, I did this, I did that." But a lot of the battles I know in this city alone, they
Mm-hmm.
actually tried to put me out of business.
Mm.
I did a job; they owed me a lot of money. But this is how I got connected with my ancestors,
Okay.
because I believed in going back, doing different rituals, and making connections. I've won every battle that I've had to fight in this city. I was the first black to take the contractor's exam in Tallahassee. And
Mm-hmm.
I had passed all the state exams, 84, 92, 94. And 70 was the passing score for, and I'm just using this for example, 70 was the passing score for the Leon County to get licensed as a builder. And the first time I took it, they told me I made 64. I took it over again, not thinking about racism. They told me I made 67.
Mm.
70 passing score, and I took it again, and they told me I made 69.
Mm.
My supervisor was a stone racist,
Oh
and
wow.
he said that's how they are. If you don't give them something, they go to bitching about it. But
Gotcha.
uh, I ended up getting my license, though. The state made them give me my license.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Uh,
So,
go
and
ahead.
I just want to say a lot of this going on. People, you don't know about it, but I look at a lot of stuff that you
Mhm.
know go on, but it's not addressed because people are fearful of addressing it. Them days are over with, though.
Gotcha.
Blacks need to stand up for their rights, and you know, just the ancestors with you. They with us. The day of gunpowder is over with.
Mm.
That age of gunpowder is over. And what I mean, this is how the Europeans took over with gunpowder. Chinese came up with it, but the Europeans made weapons out of it. So I'm sorry. Go ahead, on. I'm sorry.
It's okay. All right. So, Sister Abaniche said there's a lot of corruption all over the world, and much of it is being rooted out. Nevertheless, we must find ways to connect and do commerce within our communities. Teach. Oh, wait, here we go. Yeah, I think I got them mixed up. Our ancestors are the guardians and protectors of each lineage and live in the ancestral realm. Today, we do not remember the co creators of our ancestors and of the earth itself. Uh, let's see. Teach and learn self-defense and martial arts, financial literacy, agricultural, blacksmithing, carpentry, medicine, metaphysics, and sciences. Anything we need if our world didn't have lights. Or drawing in the dirt is a form of divination our ancestors created before we migrated to ancient Egypt. It is practiced today by many people worldwide. And she said, in the Igala kingdom, we connect with the primordial ancestors through Ifa, Fa meaning writing. Okay. Thank you for that. Brother Ako, Bandele over in Sneeds is with us. Check in. Khufu is a very powerful person. Respect. Thank you, Brother Akko, for joining us. So Sister Abenicia mentioned some other things that, again, I think are worthy of repeating in terms of the things to teach and learn, right? Self-defense, martial arts, financial literacy, which is how we engage with money, agriculture, which we've already addressed, but blacksmithing, carpentry, right? So those are all kind of practical things that we need to be learning some aspect. Not everybody doesn't need to know how to do all of these things, but certain people are more skilled in some things than others, right? And so I think I've heard you, Brother Khufu, talk about bricks and being a mason in terms of knowing how to lay bricks, and that, which is definitely a skill, to do that properly, right?
Oh yeah, when they speak of Mason and they talk about the Mason as a person, where they Masonic lodge and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
Mason, you have masonry came from a Mason. You
Mm-hmm.
ask them where the cornerstone, and they'll tell you cornerstone is in the northeast part of the building, but the cornerstone is at the lower part of the foundation. That's where you start from. A true Mason, you learn a lot of the other uh, systems like the square. You stay squared up, keep your spirit level, stay in the center. These are tools that we use in construction.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your center, your spirit centered. You can't draw a circle unless you're in the center of the radius. You have the radius of it. But all these things, in order to be a Mason, it was more about the integrity, the character, your character, and all. Uh, and our logo for our school was teaching building, uh, teaching building principles, teaching the character of people by teaching building principles. So it's been a long journey for me, and it's been a learning journey. I've made a lot of mistakes, but I look through my life. I might have a little scratch here and scratch there, but I don't have any gashes. And to me, I was talking with a building inspector today. He was a chief building inspector, and we were just talking about how much your character integrity plays in
Mm-hmm.
the construction industry.
Mm-hmm.
You human, you lay a brick, you're gonna lay some on crooked, but you go back and change. You stand back and look at your work, and you change it. Uh,
You know what? I'm gonna pause you right there, and
okay.
before I make this comment, we are just a little bit more than halfway through our talk, and so for those of you who are just tuning in, and I see you, Miss Keisha Washington, thank you for being here. Who is a relative of Brother Khufu's. Uh, I appreciate you, Keisha, and then Mr. Warren Cave, who is also here in Tallahassee. Thank you for joining us, Warren. I'm on with Brother Khufu, Weser Khufu, and we're talking about Gullah Geechee culture. This is part two of a conversation that we started back in July of this year. But you said something, Khufu, that I thought was very important, and that model, that slogan of teaching the character of people by teaching building principles. I have witnessed firsthand a senior gentleman who is Caucasian, on a construction site, that takes a lot of pride in the work that he does.
Mhm.
And he teaches the volunteers that come on the build site, the proper way to do things. Okay. And if they don't do it right, he makes them take it down and redo it. I
Mhm.
have seen him do that to somebody twice. Like, they have put it up, did it wrong, put it back, did it wrong, and he made them do it again.
Yeah.
They didn't like it,
Mhm.
but he was all about it being done right. And
Mhm.
so some people may, get a little bit out of shape about it, because they might think it don't take all of that or what have you. But he is saying a lot about his character.
Yeah, it's I did Leon County Courthouse. I did the mason work there,
Mm.
and we laid over 105,000 blocks,
Oh,
not bricks. I'm saying block. We laid over 105,000, and they owed me a lot of money, and they refused to pay. They didn't pay me because they didn't get paid, but that wasn't my problem.
I got it.
And my thing to them was I laid over 105,000 blocks. Not once did you ask me to take out a block because it was laid incorrect, and
Mm-hmm.
not once did you cite me for being late on your job.
Mm-hmm.
And those are the things that the elders taught us. You're going to make mistakes. Stand back and look at your work, and then go back and correct it. And
Mm-hmm.
I teach that to kids today. You're human. You're gonna make mistakes.
Right.
And then take your time and think about your work when you leave the job. While you're going to bed at night, think about what you're gonna do, and everything will fall in place.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah, no, that's good. Again, just that level of integrity and responsibility and accountability for your actions, I think is priceless. So thank you for sharing that. We got Miss Teresa Nix on. She said, "Hi there, good people. Thank you for joining us, Miss Teresa." And Miss Keisha Washington said, "Hey, cuz she talking about you, because I ain't related to her, but."
yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's my cousin.
Uh-huh. All right.
That's my cousin.
Okay. So, one of the things that you mentioned earlier was the holding on of land, the holding on of land being important. And you and I previously, prior to this broadcast, had, touched upon heirs property. And so, give us a little bit of your thoughts about heirs property and the holding on to, and how that relates to the holding on of land.
That's one of the big problems in South Carolina. With Gullah Geechee, they're losing a lot of the islands. Like Hilton Head, that was an island before they put a bridge there. And once they start putting bridges, but before the people lived on the island, nobody would come there. But when they start putting bridges, the whites seen how valuable the land was, and they just came and just brought it up. And what the thing with air property, what the people were doing, they would keep the property all together. They would just have the family that went down from generation to generation. And the European came up with a way where one person can say, I want my share of it. And they were forced them to sell the property. And that's how they lost a lot of the property. A
Mm-hmm.
lot of it was through taxation. A lot of it was through eminent domain.
Mm-hmm.
So, blacks, and through slavery, you look at Tallahassee. See, most of the slave quarters were built around the capitals. You see big cities, Tallahassee, Lake Miccosukee, Lake Ammonia, Buck Lake Road. Look at all the property. Blacks own the most valuable property in this city. Look how close we are related. We are from the capital. We
Mm-hmm.
know we were all Frenchtown, South Side, uh, Smoky Hollow. Look at what's the Civic Center.
Mm-hmm.
That was Rat Row. I had relatives live there. I had relatives live in Smoky Hollow. My uncle had a store over in Frenchtown. And I look at our leadership, and Alexis asked me to come to a meeting. They had a meeting with the city. Here they talking about spending $300 to $500,000 to erect a sign that say Frenchtown, which is really gone. The consciousness and energy of Frenchtown no longer exists. But they have Alexis over there with the drugstore, and I talked with some of the people at the meeting. I said, y'all could invest in this latest store, and you got 7 businesses in that building. and that's seven black or white businesses that can be there. And then you got upstairs, which else it don't need that much work, but they ain't trying to. They don't want French. They don't want that building there. They
Mm,
want they want remnants of Frenchtown gone. And
mm.
if they meant well, they would invest in that property because it can do a lot to revitalize that area over there. But our black leaders, they ain't talking about that. They don't want that. They want to get their little peanuts out of the deal and closing her down. And this is the truth. I don't give a damn. They any of them want to come and deal with me with that. They can come and deal with me because I know the people who are working against her. And we need our leadership is weak. You could say I know a lot of them might be your friends and all that, but they aren't doing anything to push the black agenda forward. Look at Southside. And what's happening, our leaders are selling out to these outside developers. Tallahassee don't have the kind of money that's being used to develop this city now. A lot of this money coming from the big cities, a lot of it probably drug money, and nobody even complain about it. Nobody even want their face on the picture of fighting against it. But I don't care. I don't care. I'm doing everything. I'm gonna die one time as a man, and ain't nobody gonna never say they seen Khufu sell out or go along with a deal that's not gonna benefit the black community. You ain't gonna say it. I'm 72 years old, and whatever life I have, I'm gonna continue to do what I'm doing now. I'm gonna
Okay.
continue to be a Gullah Geechee man.
All right, Gullah Geechee man. So tell us what you guys in store for 2026 down at the hole.
Well, right now, what I want to get a fish market there. We
Okay.
eat more fish than anybody, and we got to go out to Mike's or Southern Seafood and pay the outrageous prices that they'll charge you for seafood. I'm,
Mm-hmm.
I'm, I'm working in the Appalachian Coast. It's a place over there. They buy crab meat. I pay $8 a cup for it. And
Mm-hmm.
I know they are paying the same thing, same brand, everything. They selling it to the people for $32 a cup. I can get grouper, red snapper, $8 a pound, fresh off the boat, and they selling it for 22, 25 dollars a pound.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? If I own the fish market, uh, my fish ain't as fresh as theirs. We're gonna have a complaint instead of working together. And for me,
You know what?
I go to the dock. I got guys come up here now. I buy mullet for $1 a pound,
Uh-huh.
and you can buy it from the store at $4 a pound. They fresh caught crabs. I get them cheap. All the guys, you know them, you deal with them and stuff. But
Okay. So fish market. Let's do it.
yeah, I'm
Uh,
doing fish market. I want to do a class of build your own, how to be your own contractor, to
Okay.
show people how to build their own house.
All right.
Uh,
So
you, you know,
hold on. So y'all in the comments, because I see some more folks have joined us. Brother Darian Davis, which is somebody I've been wanting to connect you with, Brother Kufu, with Link Up Cali. So I appreciate you being here. Lane G, Darian said you preaching, brother. Lane G said you speaking the truth. And Keisha also chimed in. Yes, they are. And yeah, of course, Keisha being who she is, I need a cousin discount. Of course. All right. On her fish. Brother Quasi said, brother, your knowledge is wisdom and wisdom are supreme, and Black Tallahassee needs to listen and follow you. Thank you, Brother Quasi. So I want to definitely see if folks would support a fish market owned by Khufu on the south side. Let us know in the comments. Let us know in the comments. I want to know if folks would come to a how to build class that Brother Khufu offers on how to build your own house, how to construct, whatever it is you're trying to construct. Let me know in the comments if you don't mind sharing. Let us know if you would participate in these things that he is planning to do, is wanting to do. Because Brother Kufa and I had these conversations from time to time, and I tell him like, you can't be focused on what other people are doing. I know they doing what they doing, but you got to be focused on what you want to do, and trust and believe. If you build it, they will come. You just got to get the right people to get the word out as it relates to it. All right, Keisha said yes, she will come. She said I will participate and bring others. All right, so she is she on record now, Kufu? Okay. She gonna bring the
But
people and she gonna participate.
and for me, I really don't. I really like for somebody else to actually run the fish market. I want to get something for my space, but it ain't got to be that much.
Mm,
Uh, it's just that we need that a farmers market. Somebody they can come and buy their own vegetables, and vegetables are cheap, but they sell them to if you buy them by bulk, they cheap. It's a lady called the tomato lady. She a Mexican lady. She sell all kinds of things. They cheap, but having somewhere the Burger King went out of business on the south side.
mm-hmm.
So I got the cooler unit. It's a walk-in cooler, very nice unit. Uh, but I got it, but I don't really want it.
So
But I got
listen,
it set up at my place. But
listen.
somebody need to come and say, I'll run the fish market.
All right, listen, brother Kufu. They are chiming in. Darian said, "I'm here for it all."
Mhm.
Sonya, I will definitely support a fish market.
Okay.
Lane G, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. All right. So we need to make it happen, brother Kufu.
All right. I'm gonna make it happen. I'll
Okay.
make it happen. So that's not a problem.
All right, very good. Thank y'all for chiming in. All right, so fish market, you want to do some classes. What else? What else you got going on?
I want to do a garden. I want to do raise some goats. I got goats now, but these are things that I see are needed. I don't necessarily want to do them myself. I want somebody else to take over and do them. I get it started, but just get your kids to come out. And I tell you what, it'll make a big difference in their life when they got to take care of an animal, feed it, water it. They're going to form a connection with that animal. I see some of these shows with the dogs. They have prisoners working with dogs and stuff, but you found they form relationships that they might not form with a human being. But it's so many things we could do
It
just by
is.
being creative.
Absolutely. So again, Darian, link up tally said we need leaders like you, brother.
Yeah.
So again, we need to connect y'all. The two of y'all need to connect because he has a whole cadre of children that live in the South Side that he serves, that live over, well, that formerly were at Orange Avenue, but Holton Street, Texas Street, those are the children that he serves. Okay. So
And
we
I love children. I went to paid school. Nobody wanted to go to paid school. I stayed there for a year,
mm,
and one of the best relationships I had with kids. I formed there. We had kids come up from Bellevue, and my cousin knows they were having trouble with the kids, but they knew I studied in African culture. They convinced the school board to let. I took 30 kids every 6 months,
okay.
and some of the best relationships I have in memory with those kids and stuff.
Okay, very good. So Abenicha said, Chiefess Unyo of the Gullah Igala people will support. Brother Quasi said, although I don't live in Tally, I feel that in the building classes, if it's properly advertised, hundreds of people will come to your class. Dr. Harrison said, fish market, yes. And Darian said, I'm ready to learn and I'll bring a bus load of kids. Okay. My mom said I would if I lived there. I wish it was here in Miami. And Sister Abenicia said would love to see more Gullah people coming together in our area. Yes. So we just have to again convene the people and make it happen. So all right, you mentioned a fish market, you mentioned a construction class, you mentioned a guard, you mentioned raising goats. Anything else?
I wouldn't say this. a lot of the old builders. My daddy was in the building. He was a mason and a plumber.
Mm-hmm.
But when I never knew what the engineer was, and
Mm.
I remember when I majored in accounting,
Okay.
and Mr. Weber, he was a builder, general contractor, and one day I was going home and he stopped me and we started talking. He said, my name was Washington. He said, what you doing, Washington? I say, I'm majoring, Dr. Marbley was my advisor.
Mm.
I said, I'm majoring in accounting. The reason I majored in accounting because I like math. I wasn't, I didn't know nothing about accounting. But he said, you working against yourself. You
Mm.
working in construction. You need to be in one of the engineering classes. And believe me, I never knew what an engineer was.
Oh
And I
wow.
majored in civil engineering.
Okay.
And I've been in construction engineering for over 60 years now. And I consider myself one of the better engineers in Tyler. I was an engineer for DOT. I was an engineer on the state capitol. I was an engineer for the city of Tallahassee. But I learned it, and it come out. We wasn't exposed to a lot of this stuff.
Mm.
Our ancestors did all the labor work. They were slaves. They ain't have a chance to do the paperwork part or the mindset part.
Right.
But I just say that because a lot of stuff we just hadn't been exposed to, and
Mm-hmm.
that was the situation with engineering for me.
Okay. Well, listen, again, like I said earlier, everybody can't do everything, but there are some things that some of us do well. Like, so there are some of us on this live that do paperwork well. So we need to come together to make it happen, right?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You know, and I think people in different professions, just like real estate,
Mm-hmm.
what they do with appraisals, how they take advantage of, they put you in a situation, they're gonna make you do a comparable sale. There's
Mm.
three ways they go about appraisal:
Right.
comparable sale,
Yeah.
replacement costs,
Mm-hmm.
and income costs.
Mm.
And they're gonna always have us to do comparable sale because all the property around us is devalued anyway. And
Yep.
if you don't take those terms, they don't give it a loan. A
Indeed.
lot of black realtors, and I talk with black realtors about it, y'all need to be exposing this banking system and let people know what's really going on and when they go to get a house appraised, what they're basing it off.
Right.
Another thing, eminent domain. And I just been blessed that I've been in this arena.
Mm.
Eminent domain. Eminent domain, they got to pay you. They offer, you don't have to take the offer. You take the offer and you turn around and sue them. I work with DOT. That's what I worked in right of way engineering. I
Mm.
worked for the city with right of way engineering. And I sold the property I'm just saying this, I sold the property that the pharmacy building sit on now.
Mm.
And they offered me $160,000. I said, no, if it was on FSU campus, the state is the state, whether it's FAMU or FSU. They
Mm-hmm.
offered me 162,000. They found an offer. I took it and I sued them for what I thought. I ended up getting $240,000 for my property. And
Okay.
I'm only saying this to you that don't let the black realtors tell you that's good enough. They've been programmed to go along with the system. It's
Mm.
time that we start speaking and saying, no, you can't have my property for that. And that's what I did. The white guy from the state told me this. He said, Mr. Khufu, and I made him pay me for a replacement cost. He said,
Mm.
Mr. Khufu, we want to pay you what you are asking, but it's FAMU that don't want to pay you.
Mm.
And I knew the guy didn't. He didn't want to see me get that kind of money. And
Mm-hmm.
we got a lot of that foolishness going on. I mean,
Okay.
so this is what we got to deal with.
Absolutely. So again, that's why we having this conversation. Part of it. That's part of it. We got Tallahassee Alert, which I'm pretty sure is Dr. Bruce Struble. He said, Khufu is the truth. All right. Sister Abanishi said, while the country is divided religiously and politically, now is the time that we unite. And maybe we should gather leaders from the community who are willing to sit down at the table and discuss the future of our people despite our personal religious and political beliefs. So I definitely second that thought, Sister Abaniche, and hopefully, you know, after this conversation here tonight, we can make that happen sooner rather than later. So uh Brother Kufu and I can uh have a conversation kind of offline about how to convene that, but we'll definitely be calling on some of you to participate in this type of discussion to see what types of activities we can plan for the future. We got Miss Lisa Herring on. She said, "Wow, yes, wow." All right, Brother Kufu, we are gonna have to close this conversation for tonight. But before we do, I want to give you an opportunity to give some final remarks, and I'll have a banner up with your information on how the people can connect with you. Okay, so give us your closing remarks, sir, if you don't mind.
Well, my closing remarks is anybody got something they want to do that's going to enhance the community, you can have my place for free. You can come down there. The only thing I ask is to you cover the insurance of what you're doing, but you can have my place for free. I want to be where I can be an asset to the community, other than trying to make money. So that's for that. It just y'all can connect with Nicole. Nicole giving my phone number, my email. But if you're trying to do something positive in the community, you can have my place. We have a very nice place, a very nice place. And so that's what I'll say in closing, that I'm here to help. So
All right, very good. Well, I appreciate that. And his information is scrolling across the bottom. Phone number 850-510-3692, and email is Weser, Weser Khufu, Khufu at yahoo.com. So definitely connect with him. The Hole is a beautiful location. Is it 3030 South?
3030 South Adams.
Yes, 3030 South Adams. Um, Beautiful space. Beautiful space. He's got like a stage. I don't even know what to call that other area down where sometimes there are vendors there sometimes, but the what is it? Earth Day is there. He's had what is it? A coon cook off, and you planning on doing that in sometime in February. But there have been concerts there and other events. I've been there for a few things. The African dance class, bunch of different things. So it's a very beautiful space. And listen, he is offering it at no charge except for the insurance. So that's you can't find space like that anywhere in town. So you definitely want to take advantage, or use the benefits of it, not take advantage of, but the benefits of it. Sister Abanichi said, may the ancestors bless you for your efforts. So help, but unfortunate. Yeah, I can't really read. She said, oh, and open the hearts and kids, of the kids. Okay. Lisa, Mr. Kufu, my first back to school hair supplies was at the Hole. It was an awesome experience. So Lisa here in Myrick, she did a back to school hair supply event at the Hole, she said, and it was great. Thank you for sharing that, Lisa. All right. So we are going to wrap this conversation up. Again, Kufu's information is scrolling at the bottom of the screen, so definitely reach out and connect with him. Tell him that you saw him on Conversations with Nicole, and see what you can do. All right. So for those of you who may be new to this platform, I definitely invite you to subscribe to Conversations with Nicole on YouTube. We are here on Mondays and Wednesdays at 8:30 p.m. Although this is our last show for this year, the last live show, unless I decide to do something kind of impromptu during the next 2 weeks. But this is our last officially scheduled show for the year. So happy to close it out with Brother Khufu, because again, he's got a lot of things on his agenda for 2026. So we are looking forward to all of the things next year, Brother Khufu, and connecting you with some folks that listen. Everybody want this fish market, so I can't wait to see how that's gonna turn out. All right, they ready for this fish market. All right, Darian, you will definitely be hearing from me, Mr. Khufu. Thanks for being the blessing you are and keeping it. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Thank you, Darren, for tuning in. All right, good people. Listen, y'all be safe. Listen, Sister Abenicia. She said, "We love you, Nicole, true earth angel. Thank you so much, my sister. I appreciate you so much." So listen, y'all be safe out here. Happy holidays, Kwanzaa, Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever y'all celebrate. And God willing, we'll see y'all in 2026. So uh, listen, one last thing I forgot to mention. Um, I will be seeking sponsors because Conversations with Nicole will be 10 years old in March of next year. So I will be seeking sponsors for the events that I'm planning, as well as for my shows. I'll be seeking sponsors for the shows. I will be seeking guests who want to be on the show via compensation. I will be seeking opportunities to do hosting and some content creation. So definitely reach out to me if that's something that you're interested in or have need of, because that's something that I definitely want to be getting into more in 2026. So I see all of the love, Brother Quasi. Thank you, Nicole, for the conversation, and have a safe holiday to all. Appreciate you, Brother Quasi. Lisa, happy holidays. Dr. H, thank you, Mr. Khufu, for all you do. Thank you, Dr. H, for your comments. Appreciate you. All right, we can go now. So y'all take care, and we'll see you soon. Peace.